The upcoming fight between Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda is creating a buzz in the boxing world. The bout, which is scheduled for July 12th in New York, has generated a lot of excitement. Boxing fans, analysts, and fellow fighters are all weighing in on the fight, offering predictions, opinions, and analysis. The fight between these two fighters has been a long time coming, with both men being considered among the top boxers in the lightweight division. While Shakur Stevenson is a favorite, many believe that Zepeda's aggressive style and knockout power make this an unpredictable and exciting matchup. Shakur Stevenson, the undefeated three-weight world champion, is considered one of the most technically skilled boxers in the sport today. His mastery of the fundamentals, along with his ability to control the distance and dictate the pace of a fight, makes him a nightmare for most opponents. Stevenson is known for his footwork, defensive skills, and ring IQ, which allows him to avoid punches and pick apart his opponents from a distance. His smooth footwork and ability to counterpunch with precision make him one of the best boxers in the world today. However, despite his exceptional skills, Stevenson faces a tough challenge in the form of William Zepeda. Zepeda is known for his relentless pressure, heavy hands, and aggressive fighting style. The Mexican fighter is not one to shy away from a war and often pressures his opponents until they break. Zepeda has a remarkable knockout ratio of 82%, which speaks to his power and ability to end a fight with one punch. Unlike Stevenson, Zepeda is a fighter who thrives in close quarters, where he can unleash his heavy punches and work his opponents over. His aggressive style has made him a dangerous opponent for anyone in the lightweight division, and Stevenson will need to be at his absolute best to deal with him. One of the most talked about aspects of this fight is the differing fighting styles of the two men. Stevenson, the technician, is known for his ability to box on the outside and control the pace of the fight. He's a master at keeping his opponents at bay with his sharp jab, quick footwork, and defensive prowess. On the other hand, Zepeda is a pressure fighter who thrives on getting in close and landing heavy punches to the body and head. He's relentless, and once he starts throwing punches, it can be difficult for his opponents to escape. Stevenson's ability to control the distance and avoid Zepeda's pressure will be key to his success in this fight. Devin Haney, a former world champion and one of the top fighters in the lightweight division, has weighed in on the fight. Haney, who has fought both Stevenson and Zepeda in the past, acknowledged Stevenson as the favorite but also warned that Zepeda's size, reach, and natural lightweight status could give him an advantage. Haney believes that Stevenson is the superior boxer, but he will need to be at his best to handle the pressure that Zepeda will bring. Haney also pointed out that Zepeda's size and strength could make this fight closer than some might expect. While Stevenson has all the tools to win, Haney believes that Zepeda's style and pressure will give him problems if he's not careful. Oscar De La Hoya, a former world champion and promoter of William Zepeda, has also offered his thoughts on the fight. De La Hoya, who has been closely involved in Zepeda's career, is confident that the Mexican fighter's pressure will be too much for Stevenson to handle. De La Hoya believes that Zepeda has been hungry for this fight for a long time and that his aggressive style will put Stevenson under serious pressure. While he respects Stevenson's skills, De La Hoya sees Zepeda as the type of fighter who can bring the best out of Stevenson, forcing him to fight in a way he might not be accustomed to. De La Hoya believes that this fight will be a war, and he's excited to see how it unfolds. In addition to the talk about the fighters themselves, there has been a lot of discussion about the size of the ring. Saudi Arabian entertainment executive Turki Al-Alshik has suggested shrinking the ring to make the fight more exciting. The idea behind this is that a smaller ring would limit Stevenson's ability to move and force him into more exchanges with Zepeda. Some experts, like former world champion Timothy Bradley, believe that a smaller ring could benefit Zepeda as it would limit Stevenson's ability to control the distance and force him to engage in more of a brawl. However, others believe that Stevenson's boxing skills and adaptability will allow him to cope with the smaller ring and still execute his game plan. Bradley, while acknowledging that a smaller ring will make things tougher for Stevenson, believes that the fight will bring out a new side of Stevenson's game. He predicts that Stevenson will have to stand and trade more with Zepeda, which could take his boxing to a new level. Shakur Stevenson's hand injuries are also a point of concern heading into this fight. Stevenson has a history of brittle hands, which has affected him in previous bouts. His hands have been a source of frustration for him throughout his career, and many wonder if they will hold up during this tough fight against Zepeda. Bradley, who has seen Stevenson fight up close, believes that if Stevenson's hands are healthy, he will be able to deal with Zepeda's pressure and possibly even stop him in the later rounds. However, if Stevenson's hands are an issue, it could give Zepeda an advantage, as the Mexican's aggression and power could wear Stevenson down. If Stevenson's hands hold up, Bradley believes he will be able to outbox Zepeda and claim a decision or stoppage victory. But if his hands are a problem, Zepeda could take advantage of that and win the fight. As the fight draws closer, the talk about Shakur Stevenson's style and his ability to handle pressure continues to dominate the conversation. Stevenson is known for his technical brilliance, but he's often criticized for not being aggressive enough. His fight against Edwin de los Santos in 2023, which ended in a unanimous decision victory for Stevenson, drew heavy criticism for its lack of action. Stevenson's defensive style and tendency to fight off the back foot have frustrated fans, who want to see him engage more in the ring. However, many experts believe that Zepeda's pressure will force Stevenson to step up and fight more aggressively. Stevenson's promoter Bob Arum has said that he believes the fight against Zepeda will be a breakthrough for Stevenson. Arum believes that the aggressive nature of Zepeda will force Stevenson to engage in more exchanges, which could lead to a more exciting fight. He believes that Stevenson has the tools to adapt and rise to the challenge. The matchup between these two fighters is fascinating for several reasons. On one hand, you have Stevenson, a fighter with exceptional technical skills, footwork, and defensive abilities. On the other hand, you have Zepeda, a pressure fighter with heavy hands and an unrelenting style. Stevenson will need to use his superior boxing skills to avoid getting trapped on the ropes or in the corner, as Zepeda's knockout power is most dangerous in close quarters. At the same time, Zepeda will need to cut off the ring and get inside on Stevenson to land his powerful punches. It's a classic battle between the boxer and the puncher, and it promises to be an exciting and unpredictable fight. As the fight approaches, the boxing world is filled with predictions and analysis. Some believe that Stevenson's superior boxing skills will be enough to overcome Zepeda's aggression, while others believe that Zepeda's pressure will be too much for Stevenson to handle. It's a fight that could go either way, and that's what makes it so intriguing. Stevenson is the favorite, but Zepeda is a live underdog with the potential to pull off an upset. The outcome is far from certain, and that's what makes this fight so exciting. Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda are two fighters at the top of their game, and this fight is one that no boxing fan will want to miss. With so much on the line, this bout is shaping up to be one of the most exciting of the year. Whether you're a fan of Stevenson's technical brilliance or Zepeda's aggressive style, this is a fight that promises to deliver. As the two men step into the ring on July 12th, the anticipation is palpable, and only time will tell who will emerge victorious in this thrilling lightweight showdown. In addition to the tactics and strategies discussed, one of the most crucial elements in this fight is Shakur Stevenson's ability to adapt to different styles. Throughout his career, Stevenson has shown an exceptional ability to adjust to his opponent's strengths and weaknesses. However, Zepeda presents a unique challenge for Stevenson. Unlike most opponents who tend to play into his counterpunching style, Zepeda will bring the fight directly to Stevenson with his relentless pressure and volume of punches. This will force Stevenson to find a way to fight at a closer range, something that he is not necessarily known for. The question remains whether Stevenson can handle the intensity and power that Zepeda will bring, or if he will stick to his usual style and outpoint his opponent from the outside.